Wow, this is awesome. We had Julie Knapp give us the honor of speaking at our Mobile Congress Americas event last year, and I remember he just sort of looked out in the crowd and absorbed it for a while and said, wow, this is something. This is something. So yeah, thank you all for being here this morning. Share, connect, innovate. 3 relatively straightforward words, but in the context of OnGo Solutions and the Citizens Broadband Radio Service, those words are incredibly meaningful, rich, and full of promise. It is my great honor, on behalf of the CBRS Alliance's Board of Directors and our 148 member companies and organizations, to welcome you all to our OnGo Commercial Service Launch event. Thank you. We want to thank you all for being here with us this morning on this momentous occasion. I'd like to especially express the Alliance's gratitude to our distinguished government and industry speakers, including FCC Commissioner Michael O'Reilly, Acting Assistant Secretary for Communications and Information and NTI Administrator Diane Rinaldo, and DoD Deputy Chief Information Officer Fred Moorfield. It's also my honor and privilege to thank the members of Congress whose leadership, support, and oversight efforts were critical to this launch, along with the personal office and committee staff members who support them, some of whom are able to attend the event here this morning with us. And of course, I would be remiss not to welcome and recognize all of the dedicated professionals from the FCC's Wireless Telecommunications Bureau and its Office of Engineering and Technology, along with their counterparts from the National Telecommunications and Information Administration, the Department of Defense, and the Institute for Telecommunications Sciences. You have all made today possible. I wish I had time to mention you each by name, but I've been warned that there will be dire consequences if I run long, so that's not going to happen, unfortunately. And finally, we are very glad that our close partner organization, the WIN Forum, is here with us this morning, represented by their CEO, Lee Pucker. While it is fitting and right to celebrate the forward thinking, the collaborative development, and the plain old-fashioned hard work that resulted in the release of the ICD public notice on Monday, I now want to pivot to focus on what lies in front of us, both this morning, but more importantly, over the months and the years ahead. During the first portion of this event, we'll give you an industry perspective, describing and showing you a number of the various uses of the OnGo services in the CBRS band. We have executives from leading companies who will share their thoughts on the opportunities that OnGo represents to their organizations. These speakers' companies represent the breadth and the diversity of the Alliance's membership, highlighting OnGo's flexibility and applicability to the mobile, cable, rural, enterprise, and industrial sectors. And I'm excited to inform you that in between these live presentations, you will also be attending today's premiere of a number of short videos that we've produced for this event, and that also illustrate a number of other OnGo use cases. I hope you enjoy watching those videos as much as I did the first time I saw them. And these are just the use cases that we are tracking at this point in time. I'm fully confident that now that services are commercially available, that people a lot smarter than I am are going to come up with clever ways to solve other business problems using OnGo. After we hear from our industry speakers on their plans for OnGo services, we will transition to presentations from our government leaders at the FCC, NTIA, and DoD. The effort to operationalize and now commercialize the original vision for the CBRS sharing framework has involved an unprecedented level of collaborative development and creative problem solving between industry and the government agencies. Of course, there are growing pains the first time you undertake anything of significance, but we have demonstrated the ability collectively to overcome all of those obstacles that have arisen. I am confident that the working relationships between industry and government that have formed around this opportunity will yield further benefits to our nation. Certainly as we continue to share the CBRS spectrum, but also in other bands where sharing may be possible. We had thought about hosting this event in a number of cities around the country where various ICD activity is occurring. And indeed, there will be ICD activity across our great nation. But I'm glad that we decided to do this here in Washington. This is where CBRS was conceived, and this is where OnGo is coming to life.